Oh, hello again, you extraordinary subscribers. Welcome back, everybody, to the Hemingway Land YouTube channel. So, as you can see by the state flag we have queued up this week, guys, we are back in New Mexico. More specifically, guys, this is what I like to call a bye week, which is shorthand for buy me some time. There are occasions where I am so busy with other aspects of the business, I do not have time to research, write, create listings from nothing, learn about an entire new area. We don't have time for this. I am doing other things, and so we take a week like this to put out a bunch of properties in regions where historically we have bought, listed, and sold a lot of land, and ergo, a little bit of Latin there, ergo, the listing pages are not all that hard to create. We basically duplicate previous listing pages, tweak minor property-specific details, and call it a day. This will be one of those weeks. And in case you're wondering, hey, Hemingway, what are you so busy with? Well, people, not an active social life, I can assure you, but rather working on, yes, for the 9th month in a row, you're going to hear me say, the new website. We're working on the new website. And for those of you wondering, hey, Hemingway, when are we going to stop hearing about this supposedly new website and actually see it? Well, your guess is literally as good as the next random stranger you encounter on the street. We were saying October for a while. I feel like it's going to be more like November. I don't know. We'll see. And by the way, guys, this is no reflection on the design firm who's doing this, who I am very pleased with, but rather just, all progress occurs in excruciating increments. Whatever the case, getting back to my point. So new properties going live this week will be in subdivisions where we have previously listed a lot of land, more specifically Rio Grande Estates in both Valencia as well as Socorro counties. And I'm doing that. I'm spoiling the reveal of the new properties this week because I recently received an email about this subdivision that I wanted to share with you guys. Now, people, let me briefly sidetrack here to say that 5.5 years into this business, we have sold 1,500 plus properties. I rarely, if ever, hear from anyone in the aftermath of a sale. I can count on one hand people who were displeased in some way, not normally with the property, but with me. And by the way, quick sidetrack again, one of those people has been consuming an unhealthy amount of my free time recently, quote, free time recently. And I'm pretty sure I'll be discussing that experience in a forthcoming video. Don't get me started. Whatever the case, in the aftermath of a sale, I rarely hear from anybody, good or bad. And I think the fact that I don't get a lot of negative feedback, or really any, is a good thing. I think people, disembodied voice of Hemingway Land included, are not shy about when they have a bad experience with a business, with a whatever. But most people don't go out of their way to tell you when things are just wonderful and, peachy keen in their lives. Whatever the case, we recently got an email like that where someone was very appreciative about what we had done, how they had bought land from us, how we helped a friend of theirs buy some land, about how the friend bought some land, and then there was more land that was adjacent to it, and we helped them with that, and blah, blah, blah. So that's the first roughly 1-2 paragraphs of the email. The email, however, then goes on to say, and this is why I'm telling you guys about this. Those of us who have bought from you created a Facebook group where we can collaborate, help, and get to know each other. It is called Rio Grande Estates, Vacant, New Mexico. It is public, and we are growing fast. I've met some great people thanks to you, and we are excited to be neighbors. Some of the people are Rachel, Joan, Josh, Amy, Lori, David, Alden, Charlene, to name just a few. We even use the same surveyor. It's like we already know each other. Anyway, if you happen to sell any more Rio Grande Estates lots, let other buyers know about our Facebook group so they can at least see what it's like there and ask questions and network. And thank you again. With all the younger folks moving there, it has changed the energy and dynamic, and to be honest, it is more friendly and feels like a community now versus everyone doing their own thing and not wanting to interact. Anyway, the thank yous go on. But the point here, guys, aside from, oh my God, I got an enchanting and charming email for a change, is that, look at this. We've gotten to a point here at Hemingway Land where we sold so many properties in this one specific region that all the people who live out there know each other and know Hemingway and have created some kind of Facebook group where you, as a potential buyer in this region, can go and interact with these people, ask questions, learn more about the practical realities of living there, and even get some recommendations as far as surveyors, and from what I saw, well drillers and people who will come out and construct a fence on the parcel. So that's pretty good. I was pleasantly surprised by that. I thought that was very nice. So anyway, I figured I'd share that with you guys, and we will actually be linking that Facebook page on the master information pages for both Rio Grande Estates in Socorro County and Rio Grande Estates in Valencia County. I think more of this is the Socorro County subdivision, but I know there are some buyers. She mentioned 10 buyers here, 10 of whatever it is at this point, a couple hundred. 10 buyers who I know have mostly purchased in the Socorro part of that subdivision, but there is at least one person in here who's in the Valencia part of it. Anyway, guys, thank you for humoring me with that. And with all that said, going live on the website this week, we are back in Ba-boom, Valencia County. We're going to start with the Valencia County properties, people. So, much like a couple weeks ago, we got a handful of new lots out here, 10 new ones total, all located in Zone 1, the geographic designation that only exists on our website. And of course, all these are close to development, have decent road access, and many are within close proximity of power. Starting off with the highlights this week, we've got this first one located just off Christine Road in this semi-industrial area here with, if I'm not mistaken, commercial zoning on this side of Christine and residential zoning on this side. And if we zoom in on Google Maps, you can see not only do you have this development out here, but well-maintained roads, residential power lines just south of the subject property. And of course, easy access to the 304 over here, which will get you back and forth into town, as we like to say, toot sweet. Next up is a 1 acre lot, or 2 adjacent half acres if you prefer, located a few blocks east of that first property, over here sandwiched between some of that encroaching development from both the east and the west, and with easy access off the Navajo Loop. The Loop! And more specifically, people, this one sits just south of that same utility easement we just showed you, which again means if you're looking for land out here where getting connected to the grid will not be prohibitively expensive, this one is one you should check out. Speaking of checking out, I will let you review the other 8 new properties on your own time. Moving on to Socorro County now, we've got 2 new 1 acre lots going live this week, specifically these 2 you see right here. This first one is located down by the highway, just a little bit north of the 60. Close to all this, we'll use the term development you see pictured here. Of course, everybody likes these properties even more than the Valencia end of the subdivision because out here in Socorro County, they have no planning and no zoning regulations, which you can kind of surmise from some of these neighboring home sites. Now, of course, if you are buying land out here, maybe you don't want neighbors or whatever these are this close to you, that's understandable. That said, the subject property is just a little bit north, roughly 800 feet of residential power lines, which are servicing some of these nearby structures. So despite the neighbors and despite this weird arroyo, there are in fact some benefits to this particular parcel. If, however, you are the type who doesn't care about getting connected to the grid, you're cool with solar panels, and you like privacy, you may want to check out the other 1 acre lot we have debuting this week, which sits way up here in the northern part of the subdivision, far removed from the prying eyes of neighbors and utility companies. With all that said, people, going live on the website next week, we are back once again in New Mexico with some new properties I didn't have the time or the inclination to list this week. Also, one of them wasn't ready yet because of deed issues. Whatever the case, we've got some good ones next week, including more lots in a region where everyone's been asking about lately. No, not Taos County. As well as some new larger acre hunting property in the western part of the state. Tune in next week to learn more. Till such time, have a great week, everybody, and we will see you back here in next week's video.